Well, I saw Alex for probably an hour, so fantastic. Although,
That's nice.
yeah, it was pretty bad to begin with, then it improved, like the football.
That's what my company is usually like.
Yeah, it's great. Nice while it lasted, but then you realise how relieved I was when it ended.
Yeah, it's in like the football, you're glad you held on, but once that final whistle when you took your point and went home. Yeah, that's.
I was very impressed. I was very impressed that Jack's stickers were still there after a year. It shows the quality that we have here. And also how tall Jack is, because they've clearly got all the other ones below it, but not been able to get the rest of rid of the top ones, which is very good.
Who needs top of the league when you got top of the stickers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the real win.
Let's put you all back in the right place. Evening, Jack. How you doing? Quite a slow one. Youngie wants to talk about the cricket. I would prefer not to talk about the cricket.
No, not on air. I wanted to talk about it privately. And I know that Joss particularly gets fed up when we talk about cricket on the podcast. All I'll say is this. At about 3:15 on Saturday, when the second went in, I was in the worst mood possible. I was in an absolute foul mood at that point in time. And luckily, that the comeback eased that a little bit. But as far as Saturdays go, had better.
I'll be honest, everyone is sounding quite amateur when it comes to watching cricket, because I can't believe anyone is going into an Ashes away series with any hope of anything. So I'm always surprised that people are even going in with a modicum of hope. Hi guys, are you all in portrait mode? Is this an artistic decision? Andrew, I think there's two versions. So I think if you flip it, it will go the other way. So we've got two screens up here. They say that you can do it either way. So let us know if it's been fixed or anything. Cool. But yeah, I didn't, the cricket is what it is. The only person that I look out for is my boy Jamie Smith, who I love as much as my own son. And he's such a good guy, and he's so, if Craig Disley was like 22 years old and played Test cricket, he would be Jamie Smith. Massive, adore him. He will be our finest wicketkeeper for a long time. But Ben Stokes and Brendan McCullum are all passion and no brains.
The thing is, they say there's no hope. There was hope. That's why it was so frustrating. We had the game was there. We were 115 for one or whatever it was, and we pissed it away. That's why it was so frustrating.
No hope. There's no hope.
There was hope, Alex. There was hope.
No, none. If you think 115 to 1, you think we've got it sewn up. You're an amateur, boy.
No, I don't think
you're an amateur.
I'm saying the game is there. All you needed at that point was another good, hour. Another good hour where you put on 60 runs, and you get miles in the legs of the bowlers, and then no more wicket for either one more wicket or no more wickets. It wasn't not saying it got sewn up, but it was like we were so massively on top, and we just pissed it away using nothing to do with what Australia did. It just completely and utterly. It's not like the previous Australian tours where we've just been hammered from the word go, where it's not good enough. It was there anyway. Sorry, rant over.
David Riley should work for this podcast, because that is a brilliant tenuous link that he's managed to get from, try and get us to go from the Ashes to football with his comment. You generally get hammered if you prepare like a Holloway team in COVID. Double meaning, you see? Can you be our script writer, Dave?
Sorry, I was belching apparently. What was I going to ask? Someone said that James McEwen was quite interesting on CoComs. Was anyone listening to it? Because apparently he was giving some good stories away.
Yeah, I had to have the commentary off because I was busy. But yeah, apparently he was digging Holloway out by all accounts on the commentary. I'd be certainly interested to listen to it back.
Yeah, if anyone who listened and got any good snippets about it, let us know, because that'd be great. But we were, it was almost a full house. Mike was there too. We all made the long journey down to Swindon in terrible weather, awful weather. I'm quite surprised the pitch held up as well as it did. All credit to those guys. But yeah, we all traipsed down there, 600 or so of us. I gave the poor lad who was having to direct people to car parking spaces. So they kept saying, right, you've got to go to like D39. And then they all had it written down on the road and you'd have to go. And it was absolutely silent it down. So I said, mate, just get in the car and just drive me to where you need me to go. He said, I've never been in. No one's ever done this before. So, well, why wouldn't they? Why are you having to drive them there anyway? Everyone can read numbers and letters, can't they? Or is Swindon a special case? But yeah, it was all right. We dropped some donations off as well, which were greatly received, and apparently they had a load of it. So if you did take anything, thank you very much from the bottom of our hearts. It really means stuff. You know, we all live in we all know Grimsby. I assume we all know people who struggle paycheck to paycheck. So anything we can do to help out, if you can do something, then we're in a lucky position to be able to do it. But
I was
Swindon,
very proud, Alex.
Yeah.
I was very, very proud to be stood with you as you handed over your massive bag of donations that I clearly had forgotten. But then right next to the stand, I've never seen this at a football game, and the irony wasn't really lost on me, but this wasn't the point. But they had a bake sale, just like a really nice sort of boutique boulangerie going on with like cream cakes and everything, like you'd see like a farmer's market.
Yeah, because Mike, by the way, this is a new thing. Mike is now best friends with Lloyd, like proper football friends, and they all stopped on the way out to get cookies on the way out. They were still there. It did look all right, but I went for the meal deal at Morrison, so I had a medium salad, which was basically just pasta and cheese on top, held in by a rubber band. Yeah. So I was already full. But you know what? Nice setup at Swindon. If you've never been, it's worth a ground going to. I quite like it down there. It's a nice, it's a nice enough ground. It didn't feel very full, given that there was, top of the league. I think we've been there before when there's been more people, and top of the league. I'd expect, maybe it's just Holloway. It does keep people away, but I was just surprised with how few there were, especially in that what they call their town end or whatever they call it.
Yeah, it was pretty quiet, wasn't it? More comments about the viewing. It's maybe just our faces. Yeah, it was quiet. It was. Well,
Clark, is your TV the wrong way round? Is it like on portrait mode in the house? Because you should be able to get both. But if you're not, let me know and I'll complain and I'll try and turn it off. Can I turn it off? I don't think I can turn it off.
Maybe not while we're on here. Maybe we're
I can change my background, and that's about it.
But yeah, it was disappointing actually. I thought the top of the league, with a bit of considering the sort of connection between the two clubs, with their coaching staff basically made up of ex-town players, and there you go, and being top of the league, you thought they might have bought a few more, and two, just being a bit more noisy. They were really quiet. I don't know if it was because we were sat sort of far away from the noisy end, and maybe not helped by the fact that one of their stands is just completely empty. But I was quite disappointed. It didn't feel particularly. Although you did take your moment, Alex, to still give them a bit of stick, didn't you?
Oh yes, who out of us found me giving them the middle? Was it you, John?
It was me. Yeah. Everyone. So the best thing about that picture is you could zoom in on absolutely every one of the 600 of us, and only one person is doing anything other than celebrating, and that person is you.
And they weren't even that mean.
That just sums you up, really. Like, if you listen to the Man United the game, we're all like in this deep state of emotion. Go, I can't believe we've done it. Alex is like, fuck you to everybody who's supporting Man United as kids. You bastards. Like, just you. He's an angry celebrator.
I am a very angry set, which, I've absolutely picked the wrong team for that, really, haven't I? Maybe that's what the problem is. I've never let 2009, 2010 go. I've got to see a therapist to just get it over and done with and go, look, you're going to have to forgive Paul Linwood. You're going to have to go. And, like in My Name is Earl, you're going to have to go around and apologize to every member of the 2009, 2010 squad just to sort of be. Oh, everybody's TV's in the wrong way. How weird. Hide the preview of your vertical broke. Well, that doesn't help, does it? I'm sorry, guys. You're all gonna have to watch us in weird way. But isn't that nice?
Obviously not for our viewers, clearly, but yeah.
Well, they get to see less of our face.
That's true.
I tried to clean up my computer yesterday, so I can't even find the podcast stream now. Anyway, how did you find it, Sam? I just got to see you for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I saw it 2 minutes in the concourse at half time, didn't I? Yesterday, like Youngie, I was in a pretty depressed headspace at sort of 3:15 when it felt like another 5-0 akin to a couple of years ago was coming down the track on the back of that shambolic cricketing display that I just can't get out of my head. But it feels weird, actually. My overriding emotion was a little bit conflicted at full time. It's like, we've come from 2-0 down away at the league feels to get a point. That in itself looks like feels decent, doesn't it? But actually, I was disappointed not to win the game. I mean, particularly as it comes on to half time, and they are creaking. They needed half time really, really badly yesterday. I think if it had gone another 5 minutes, we would have taken the lead. But even in the second half, we've dominated territory, we've dominated the ball, we've pushed them back, we've forced loads of situations and openings. They didn't. I mean, if that's top of the league, and then maybe it isn't a competitive league at all. It just is poor. And although I did hear Holloway say that was the worst he thought they'd played this season. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, because it's Holloway. So take that with a large dose of salt. But I'm unwavering in my belief that we're this close to being an incredible. For those who are listening, like a sort of small, but this close to being a really, really, really good side who are going to go on an amazing run at some point. There's so many good aspects to how we play, the way we move the ball, the way we can create openings, the way we can dominate teams, all that kind of stuff. That we are better than almost everybody I've seen this season at. So, but we do have an unfortunate habit of we don't half give away soft goals. I mean, I'm going on there a bit here, but the first goal in particular, it took about half an hour from hitting the lad's head to it sort of drooping up, sort of trickling over the line. It was such a crap goal to concede, and the second one was just asleep. And these are like tiny little things that we just need to sort of sort out a little bit. And we will be like an unstoppable force, but they are a factor. These crap cheap goals that we keep conceding. And despite all that, we've won one game in 6, which was we made very heavy weather of beating 9-men Gillingham at home. So that's a little bit of the kind of realism dumped onto it. But I thought Terry played well yesterday. Probably had his best game for us, probably because he was playing with McEachran. And I'm sure we'll come on to it in a bit more detail. But as ever with Grimsby Town, this isn't an observation about this season; it's an observation of 20 years. Still make us worse. It seems to me. We played. It was going all well, but I understand Rowe probably can't last 90 minutes. But KBA came on and was basically anonymous, particularly. Anyway, I'll let someone else have a go because I've had quite a long go.
Not like you. Youngie, anything from your side? Did you see much of it?
I saw about kind of 3/4 of the game, and yeah, I kind of firstly agree that I think before the game we would have all taken a point at Swindon. Like as Sam said, we're not on a particularly great run results-wise at the moment, but also as Sam says, I agree. I think we're 3/4 of a way to being a promotion team. I really believe that. I think we're nearly there. I think the thing that is ultimately where we're lacking is defensively. We look incapable of keeping clean sheets. You're always a bit worried when teams do attack against us. And for all the kind of good play that we had, but Swindon had the better chances in the second half. I mean, Palmer's got a score. That one he goes through. And then O'Donnell does really well for a couple of them. The one where it's a bit of a scramble in the box and the long range effort as well. So I mean, I've said it before on here. I think the experiment of having Tyrell Warren at centre back's probably got to end now. He's done really well. He's. I mean, no one will ever forget his performance against Man United and things like that. But the last kind of month or so, he's looked really creaky, and he looks like he struggles against physical attacking players, like big attacking players. You know, I know there might be an argument from a defensive point of view that having a Tham or a Lavelle in the defence doesn't give you that kind of passing option from the back, perhaps that kind of attacking centre back that, you know, Cameron McJanet perhaps gives you. But I do think in League Two you need it. The problem obviously is that we still don't know when Tham and Lavelle are going to be back. Every time we talk about Tham, it seems to be, oh, it's 2 weeks. Oh, he's back in 2 weeks. Well, that 2 weeks has been about 8 weeks now, and he's still not here. So we don't know whether he's going to be around. I think Mike's got him still locked up in the caravan. So if, you know, but the season does end. The Fort Park closes in a couple of weeks. So hopefully Doug can get out and, you know, play over the Christmas period. Fingers crossed. But
or
yeah,
Mike forgets to feed him.
Oh, that's a problem. Yeah, if he comes back and he's only about 6 stone, like, you know, it looks like he's been in a hostage situation for all this, like Terry Waite or something like that. But we're a good. I have to say we're 3/4 of a good side. Again, yesterday proved that we can sucker it to the best of them. We've just got to stop these silly little mistakes that are going to cost us. And if we do that, then we're contenders. I said on Twitter yesterday, you know, we're nearly halfway through, 6 games away from being halfway at the season. The last game of the year is literally halfway through the season. If we're in the mix, then we've got a big chance.
Do you think we are actually poor defensively, Young? Because I don't, particularly for example, Barrow got castigated. We didn't defend badly at all. It was just a freak. Last week against Chesterfield, we didn't defend badly, but we lost. I don't think we're a bad defensive side. I think we just have lapses in us.
Is that not a sign of a bad defence?
No, it's not. It's not an inherent issue. It's just it's a concentration thing. But maybe that's more of a fund. I'm talking myself out of this now. But one thing I would say is that I don't think Tham is a promotion-winning centre half. He's too limited. I can say that risk-free to this week without Mike on. He's an edit kick it type defender. He's not going to. He's
always watching.
Yeah, but he can't come back at me. He's a Luke Waterfall type player. We need Lavelle might be. I know the only bit we've seen of him was Gillingham and when it against 9 men, but he looked pretty composed and he's there. But I don't think Tham's going to take us to League One.
John, what were your takeaways from yesterday? Well, Tham is now being castigated by not even playing.
Very happy to chuck my 6pence in, but we haven't done the credits yet. I just thought as a sort of visitor rather than a sort of regular, I just wanted to make that point. But I'll speak and we can do that later. Agree with what Sam said there. I think I said it yesterday on a group chat somewhere that I think the only team that was going to stop us winning that game was ourselves. Or the only team that was going to make us lose that game was ourselves. All the good chances that Youngies pointed out they had, and they did have the best of the chances in the second half, were all from our mistakes. We're giving the ball away in silly positions and they're allowed to run at us, or we're not controlling the ball. Yesterday, control seemed to be a really big issue for us. A lot of players, whether it's the conditions, the pitch, the rain, we really seemed to struggle a lot, or lack of concentration. There was a few players. I think Warren looked very nervous first half. And I think the first part of Holloway's interview was actually spot on. You know, they did nothing and found themselves 2-0 up almost by accident. And it was a very frustrating 2 goals. One is where Rodgers and Palmer are stood next to each other. He hasn't got a run on Rodgers. They literally stood with each other, sort of wrestling, and fair play. You know, he's a massive centre forward and he got the better of him on that occasion. And there's question marks over the keeper, I think, but I don't think you would expect a defender standing next to the striker to allow them to get that kind of header on the ball. The second one, they work quite well to get into the box, but after that, we just don't move. We just stand still. Good play by them, but we have the opportunity to clear it and we don't. So I think, you know, I get what Sam's saying, and it's a little bit about semantics here, but I think add all these moments together and it does paint a picture that we are struggling in that area of the pitch. Having said that, when we decided to start playing football, and it was our first move where we got the first goal from. When we start to play football, we look a very, very good team. I was really impressed with Burns yesterday, one of the best games I've seen him in. He's been very good this season. I've been looking forward to Sven Thorson coming back in, and I thought that was his position. But I've got to say now, there's some real competition in that place. I think Burns was excellent yesterday. I thought the two in midfield, the Turi and McEachran worked. I liked seeing McEachran a bit more forward. With Turi sitting deep, I thought they might have pivoted a bit more, but it seemed to kind of stay that way. I think there was a question earlier, and I think yes, we would have taken a point, but I think we all felt a little bit disappointed, because if that first half went on for a bit longer, as it should have done, 4 goals and one of them being a penalty decision, and only 2 minutes of added time given, I felt that was we were a bit robbed there, because we were absolutely all over them. And the ref blows up before the minimum time at the end of the half, when we actually had a decent little moment of play just beforehand, where on another day Jamie Walker puts that away. So I think a little disappointed, but with 24 hours gone, you sort of reflect back and you think actually it's a pretty decent point. I think we're not far off, but we're not quite the finished article yet, as everyone's pointed out. And for all the good play, and there is lots of it, we're not scoring the chances and scoring the goals we should be scoring. And I think that's been the story of the season. So we can't. We've been relying on good play for a long time and ruining bad defensive displays because we're not putting all the chances away. It's as simple as that, isn't it?
I'm just looking on some of the comments, and I think people think we're being a bit negative, and honestly, we are not. We are not. Like all of us have said, like we are so close to being.
I haven't even started talking yet.
Well, Alex is coming next, but like point out the 3 of us who have spoken are not being negative at all. We know we think we all think that we are a promotion team waiting to happen. We just need to tighten up a few things, but we're certainly not. We're all positive. It's just that there's a few things we just need to iron out.
I'm sick to death of Swindon's goal music. It rolls around in my head every year. I don't know what it is, but that whoa, just in my head, or just around and around like that soldier meme with PTSD. I thought we were all right to a point. I think the keeper was a bit rusty. I think if he had that to deal with in the second half, I think he'd have saved it. But I didn't think it was a massive issue. And all credit to him coming into a team which is trying to fire on, plays the game. The only thing that and I pointed out to John was that we were playing the ball quite a lot back to him, and he isn't as quick as Christy Pym with his feet. So what would happen is he would stop the ball, roll the ball out, then take another touch, and then look up. And by then, Swindon are either close to him and closing him down, or everybody's static. And we work on a basically ball over to him, get it out to the other side of the pitch and start rebuilding. We weren't able to do that yesterday, and I think that took a lot of the problem. That was one of a lot of the problems we had in the first half. I thought the saves he made, and I'm looking at you here, Sam. In the second half, I don't think Pym makes those saves. I don't think Pym makes those saves at all. I think he made 2 incredible saves and kept us in the game. And yeah, I don't think Pym saves those ones, in my opinion, because Pym at the edge of the box just has paper hands, apparently. Hopefully he proves me wrong, but I think that this game out for him might be a really good thing for us. Sam, you've unmuted.
You don't rate Pym, do you, Alex? Which is
I think he is. So I was talking to Dan Barker about it. He says he's the best goalkeeper we've had since McEwen. I think Max is better, but I think Pym is better at controlling his area, communicating and collecting the ball. I think when it comes to general shot stopping, he's quite poor at times. Yes, Yogi.
Well, I see. I think if Pym could shot stop, he would be a championship keeper.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know this is the sort of argument this is sort of argument that Mike loves to have, because he goes, well, if he was like that, he wouldn't be in our league. I say, well, it doesn't mean we can't then admonish him for letting the ball through his hands twice.
It is quite Roy Keane's job, isn't it, to save shots?
Yeah, exactly.
Shots.
So,
I mean,
and maybe we've been lucky in the past because McEwen was an incredible shot stopper. We've had an England international goalkeeper as well. Sam, I'm just going to mute you because everyone can hear you drinking. And yeah, but I've not had a problem with Pim up until like he's just in a bad bit of nick. So hopefully he'll be all right. He's made some good saves for us. They're 1-on-1 a couple of weeks ago and stuff like that. But we can't get over, some of the problems that I've had recently have been because of mistakes he's made. But I think we've got away with one, and that's home, says Mark. And but I thought we played all right. I don't think we played as well as Artell said we did in the first 20 minutes. I thought we looked a bit ropey. Warren needs a break. John says he looks nervous. I thought he looked shit, but we'll go with nervous because the ball went through his legs a couple of times, like on simple, like just that, nothing is coming off for you sort of way. And yeah, I think we've had this discussion already. It's one of these things. If Artell was to be sacked tomorrow, which he won't be, and I don't want him to be, etc., but it's the new manager would come in, put Rodgers at centre back and Warren at right back, and everyone would go, "Oh, it's fixed the defensive issues." And I understand why we are where we are. Rodgers is the fastest player we have, so why would you not use that pace to push him up because he can then get back? And Warren is doing a half decent job at centre back, but I think that experiment, as someone has already said, is probably over when Tharm and Lavelle come back, and that's one of the big reasons why it's like it is. You can't try anyone else there at the moment. Someone else, I think it was Pete Rose, that made a point of saying, I don't think our loanees are doing much for us. I don't know what Eccleston feels like he has to do to get into this team, because I think yesterday was probably prime for him to come in. I think we send the guys back on loan. I don't understand why it does here, apart from just to give Manchester United fans something to cling on to. And I don't. And Casper must be, great. David's coming going forward. What will it affect to have on Casper's confidence? Yeah, absolutely. What's the point in him being here? Why can't we just send out get a guy up front in, try and get somebody in that the next Abiqui or something. Yes, John.
Yeah, I think if you look at the loan signings we made, they were all made quite late, weren't they? In the summer, we were quite pleased at the fact we've done quite a good bit of business in terms of signing players earlier on in the summer, and then we were sort of questioning whether we'd bring some loans in. They were all made quite late. Whether or not that means that they were panic, simply there to make up the numbers, or we didn't have enough of a good look at them. Eccleston I quite like the look of when I've seen him come on, but we haven't had enough of him. Casper, I suspect the fact he's, 19? I think someone said he's getting closer to first team football at Grimsby than he probably is at Burnley.
Is that just because the bench is slightly closer to the pitch?
Yeah. So I don't know what the deal is, but I don't think he's going to be too disappointed. And I don't think is it Burnley he's from? I think he's on loan from there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. That's seems to be the hub of forgettable loan players that we get nowadays.
Yeah, but they're a Premier League team. Yeah, I don't think
sounds like Jimmy Anderson when you hear him interviewed.
But yeah, Adore. Again, big question marks. I've not seen enough of him, so I don't think they're trusted enough, are they? So I suspect maybe one of the reasons I gave earlier, panic by there to make up the numbers. Do you remember the promotion season in National League? We had quite a few.
Oh, we had a few, didn't we?
We changed them all, didn't we? In January, we got rid of. Yeah, go on.
We had Straker, even go a few years back as well. We had Straker come in the 2015-2016 season. Who did we have in that promo? Uben, yeah.
Pat Uben.
Pat Uben, yeah. So many.
I think we'll probably see a bit of a churn of loan players in January.
Yeah, and I think it's one of these things where I would imagine loan players are quite hard to come by at times because teams are aggressively looking for where they can put them, and it's one of the reasons why I think if we can finish the end of this part of the season strongly. This league is terrible this year. There's no standout team. We can either go with the idea, everyone is amazing and there is very little wrong. So everyone's going to take, or no one is very good, and everyone's going to. So if you've got a half decent system, you will do pretty well this year. I mean, Bromley a third. I mean, come on, Bromley with, and how old is Michael Cheek? Like 32. He's like 40. No, he's older than 35. Sam, how old is Michael Cheek?
And also, I've seen Bromley a couple of times this season. They're rubbish. They're no better or different to what they were last. They're just horrible. They sort of the epitome of anti-football. If that can get you to the top 3,
he's 34.
that can get you to the top of this top half of the top 3 of this division. Then, and I'm saying if Swindon are top of it, makes you wonder if we're not quite. It sort of makes me check myself from what I said earlier on. Are we actually as good as we think we are? Maybe we aren't.
Right. Yeah, but one thing I'll say, because I've been very negative about, I like to pick the pieces out, but I thought it was a bloody good game of football yesterday. I really enjoyed it. 2 half decent teams really going for it. Both had chances to win it. Both had chances to lose it. I thought the character we showed to come back from 2-0 was astonishing and fantastic. Given the poor run of form we've had of late, to be able to pull that out of the bag, it was really good. Sam's already pointed out, I think the worst thing that happened to us yesterday was half time came at the wrong time. If we'd have had another 10 minutes, I think we'd have got a third. And I was really impressed with some of the work we did. I thought Verdham started to look leggy, but because he'd given literally everything. I think McEachran and Turi are a really interesting midfield partnership. I think it feels a little bit like having 2 Steven Gerrards, where they're all a bit too, a little bit defense minded at times, when you're trying to get Lampard and Gerrard working together. But I think McEachran became more and more comfortable in playing a more advanced role as the game went on. It was nice to see KBA get a break. I think that's all he needs. He just needs a bit of a break and a bit of a sit down with some of the analytic guys to go, right, they've worked out you do this. Let's try doing this sort of stuff. Burns gives us a lot more balance in the team on the other side of the pitch to Verdham. And I'm so glad he didn't go to Swindon. Holloway would have been singing and dancing when it came through if that had happened. And do you know what? I really like Rodgers. I know he was at fault for the first. By the way, the first was offside as well. When the ball went out, that was an offside, and it wasn't given by Alino, who didn't give us anything all game. I thought the ref was pretty boring. I think a couple of Swindon fans are saying that it wasn't a penalty for the first. Looked it to me. And Fish Out of Water have just said, I didn't see it, but did the ref bottle giving us a second penalty? By sounds of it was a handball, but it was through a couple of bodies, so I can't really blame him for it.
No, mate, I was
okay.
We were stood next to each other at that point. We were at the other end of the pitch, and you know instinctively the minute it comes over, the guy dives. I mean, and he dives to the wrong part. It dives and it hits the wrong part of his body. He's trying to block it with his head or whatever. And just the reaction, and instinctively we all stood up and shouted penalty. Like even from that far away, it looked like it. And when you got Holloway saying they should have had a second penalty, I think it's pretty obvious. So I think he bottles it because he'd already given us one. Is the truth? I think that's a bit damning. I mean, I'll let others answer it, but just on your point and Sam's point about the kind of quality in the league at the moment, I think generally around football in this country, particularly at the moment, we're seeing a bit of a kind of hark back to slightly more pragmatic approaches to the game, aren't we? Long throws, set plays. I think there's some stat that showed that less goals from play or more goals from set pieces are coming in, and I think League Two is probably the epitome of that. I thought Swindon, and yes, they said they had an off day, and Holloway was pretty damning. They were really, really poor. Even when they had the ball, there was no. I don't think they strung 5 passes together in a half. It was get the ball, get it long. And when you've got someone like Palmer, you can do that. They were really, really limited, and they may have played it pretty badly, but I thought if this is top, now that's saying that they are where they are. Bromley may be the limited team they are, but they are where they are. And us sitting here talking about the nice football we're playing are sitting 7 or 8 places below. So I'm not absolutely having to go at any of those teams for playing that way, and I think there's an absolute time and a place for it. I loved the goal that Green scored the other day where, it got rolled out to Rodgers, one long ball forward, lofted over the keeper. I'm very happy to play that sort of football as and when it needs to be played. But, sometimes you've got to just be a bit pragmatic and, do what, play to your strengths. And obviously Swindon, that's how they like to play. But it was pretty poor for a team that's pushing for promotion.
I am. I'm harping back for the days of 4-4-2 soon. I'm sure I assume Mike is better at this stuff, but I assume that's kind of what we're built on. I know we play like, is it 4-1-3-1 or 1-1 or something? But a 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, yeah. But if we were to go to a 4-4-2 out of possession, and then in possession you push Rodgers up, Warren tucks in as a centre back, then you've got 3-5-2. And you've got, do you know what? I just want to see Rose and Cabia up front together from the off, because I'm big man, little man. Rose isn't technically a big man, but he is the knock-on guy, target striker sort of guy. He can get to his head to any ball. I think that would work, wouldn't it? Him, Vernon, and Cabia on the shoulders of the guys up front, with then Rose knocking it on from a big old boot up when we're trying to mix it up. Oh, who wouldn't love to see that? That would work, wouldn't it?
Where do you fit Svan Jorsen into the side then when he's fit? Because has he had a setback or something, or is he ill because he wasn't in the squad again yesterday?
So I'm going to say that Sam is not for that then, considering he moved us on. We've got bring it back and lump it long.
Bring it back and lump it long. Can you ask a question about what do you see with that front three? And I'll answer your question. I didn't move it on.
No, but it's not a front three. That's not a front. It's a front two with someone coming in to tuck in.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, I'd like to see Rose and Cabia play together. Definitely.
I think it just adds a lot. But I'm thoroughly enjoying this season. I think we will get closer than most people are realizing. We are absolutely a better team than we were last season. This league is a lot worse than it was last season. We will be in and around the playoffs and the promotion spots come the end. It will be interesting to see what we bring in the second run of people coming in for transfers. And I assume we're looking at right back, centre back, and big guy up front sort of stuff.
It feels like, I think, with a hipster's choice in this league, when you hear managers speak about us, generally most managers say Grimsby are, if not the best, one of the best teams in the league. Like we've heard Danny Cowley say it, Holloway said it. The Walsall, I listened to a podcast with the Walsall manager the other day. He said he thought Grimsby were the best team in the league. So it seems like the league know we're good. Like managers in this league know that we're good. So that's or they all can't be wrong. So that's, well, maybe Holloway, but they all can't be wrong. So yeah, there's definitely something bubbling, isn't there? Just going on to Holloway for a second as well. He mentioned about, I'm glad he didn't get Vernon. Did you hear what he said about Vernon in his pre-match?
No, what did he say?
Basically that loves the lad, absolutely gutted that he never came. He came to Swindon, and that he's really proud of him. He's really proud that he's rediscovering his form because he loves him. He's a great lad. But then he said he made that comment about our wage structure, which I found a little bit bizarre.
What did he say that? Well, you're the one that was saying. Is that why we had to get Montel Gibson, mate? And
Ira Jackson Jr. Yeah, that's
yeah. But you love the guy. You love the guy. You love the owner. Loves a dodgy owner, doesn't he, Holloway? Loves a dodgy owner.
He made a little slide.
It's the Jeremy Corbyn of football, isn't he? Every.
Yeah. Sorry, Sam's just got disconnected there.
He made a little snide comment. I thought it was about the goal. I thought maybe I misheard. He was talking about us bringing a goalkeeper in, and moaning about the fact that we brought in someone quite experienced at the last minute, and that our wages are not that high, so we have to do these things a bit on the.
Ian,
it's a 1 week wage hike, Ian.
Yeah. It's like signing a goalkeeping coach for a day, Ian, and then fucking off. Oh no! Everybody's laughing, and Mark Royal's right, and we haven't got Fenty anymore, and that is my problem with Holloway, and we've talked about it time and time again. He was in the pantheon. We have had a pantheon of shit managers. He is no better or no worse than any of them, but he got involved in what could have been a disastrous change in the club, and for that, he is an absolute scumbag. and put aside all the COVID stuff and the darts and the sign in Montel Gibson and the wrong Danny Rose and everything like that. That part where he stood up for a man who was happy to bring in a convicted fraudster and to sell our club down the road. If you see him in the street, remember to 2-foot him. Just remember to 2-foot him, because he was quite happy to see this club go to the wall.
And not only that, but also then try and discredit a potential new owner coming in, which was clearly a move being orchestrated in his ear by Fenty.
And when Holloway's sorry, young. When his word meant something as well when he was doing that. Sorry.
So we've all said it on here before. That run before COVID, the last game being the win at Scunthorpe, we thought we've got a real chance of making the playoffs here. He made some really good loan signings. We had Josh Benson, Glennon before Glennon became Glennon. We were looking like a real good team. And then COVID hit, and the guy just didn't know what to do, did he? And he told everybody that he thought the season was never going to happen. And then suddenly, 2 weeks, oh yeah, the season's happening, and we hadn't got a squad. We hadn't been in pre-season training, and he hadn't communicated with any of his players. So, yeah, there you go.
I think that's the point, isn't it? Is that your point, Alex, about when he spoke at that point, he had a lot of credit in the bank with the fans, and I think what does make him stand out compared to a lot of the other shit that we had was the fact that he talked the talk and talked us up so much. The investment that he was going to make in the club, the patting of the badge. We've seen players do that, and you can kind of accept that in the moment. When you got a manager, you don't often see a manager coming out and doing that. And he talked us up so much, and we all drunk it in, didn't we? And it was a disaster. And he's obviously a very good manager. He clearly knows how to motivate his players, and whatever he does tends to work. He got it so badly wrong with us, but it was the charade, it was the whole the pantomime that came with it. I think that just really, I think now it leaves a very sour taste in our mouth. And absolutely, if he'd have been responsible for, well, I guess we'd never have known, but if he'd have been responsible for not letting us have what we've had over the last 3 seasons through the ownership and the model and everything else we've had, it would have been an absolute disaster. We'd have been in a situation far worse than other clubs find themselves in at the moment. So, look, we're in a very good position. I think you're right. Let's, definitely focus more on the positives than anything else.
I was actually about to ask you, Alex, where does Holloway feature in your kind of hate list of Barry Conlon and Paul Linwood? But I think
he's above them. Yeah, he's above them because he went. There's a lot about being, how we were shit. Screw you, but he made a concerted effort to try and kibosh what was a really good move for the club overall. And I don't think there is anyone that can argue that at all. We had quite a lot of people that were quite happy to, defend Fenty to the hilt, and they've gone all, packed up and gone, oh, I didn't really mean it. But that he did his best to kibosh it. He did his best.
I was only following orders. That's that
kind
of defense.
Yeah, exactly. So, that was it. I mean, we don't need to mull on him. But all in all, really good game yesterday. I really quite like Swindon. I hope they get rid of their owner. I hope they get rid of him. And they go to strength to strength. And I thought we performed, that to come back from 2-0 down after everything we've been through in the last couple of weeks showed a lot of grit from and you saw it at the end, John. I don't know if you saw it as well, Sam, but so many players down on their haunches. They had given absolutely everything, and Swindon players were like that too. Yeah, they were fucked. Yeah, sorry.
Well, that McEachran booking that's obviously now got him suspension. That comes from the fact that he was just knackered. He was absolutely. He would have been on the other side of the pitch from you. So I don't know how kind of clearly you saw it, but that was such a tired tackle. He was trying to desperately kind of catch up with the winger, and it was kind of this guy's going to get away from me. I've just got to slide in, because he was absolutely dead on his feet.
Just a couple of things. Like, I think, am I right in thinking that we in the league now, you can only make 3 rounds of substitutions?
Yeah.
So I was I was a bit surprised. I mean, we did look knackered, and we made 3, I think, single substitutions, which left us a little bit short towards the end. So we couldn't. Am I right? I think we only brought 3 people on, I think at 3 separate occasions. So we whereas Swindon bought on 2, 2, and 1, I think. So they had 2 extra fresh pair of legs on compared to us. I don't know if that was I guess there's some tactical reason for that. The players are doing well, but we did look knackered. I think the oh god, what the fuck is this in the chat? I'll ignore that. Before we move on from the game, I just want to say, I had to say this. I promised my boy I would. But my proudest moment came pre-kickoff. Alex, you'd gone to the bathroom at this point, but we were in the bar, and a very nice Swindon FC employee came over and came up to my boy and his mate and said, "Hey guys, how would you like to get on the pitch before the game?" And they were like, "Oh yeah." I said, "Great. All you got to do, we'll just give you a flag, and you get to stand by the tunnel, just wave the players on, and then we'll take you back to stand with your dad." And the other kid looked happy, and my son just went, "What flag is it?" And they went, "What do you mean? What is it? What's the team?" And they went, "Well, it's a Swindon flag." And my boy just went, "Well, no." It was
That's
one of
amazing.
the proudest. I've said to Alex, after years and years, and quite literally thousands of pounds, brought a tear to my eye.
It's
I'm not holding that flag. I don't care how close you're.
That is
You're a good father.
You're a good
man.
in that, isn't it? Yeah, that's good.
And all I've got for all my work with my son is I take him to Grimsby v Manchester United. That is the zenith of support in this place. As you run on the pitch, and he, soak it all up. It's like, "Do you want to come to Swindon with me?" No, I'll stay with Nan. Brilliant, thanks, mate. If you listen to this at any point, you're a bellend.
So actually, what I'm saying is your lad is the absolute apogee of a glory hunter.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, probably. But yeah, so disappointed in him. So disappointed. Tranmere on Thursday night. Why is it on a Thursday night?
Sky.
Well, at least we can watch it on there with some blokes sat in a box. It'll be like TNT cricket commentary, just sat in a box somewhere on its own.
Yeah, they might actually be in the They might actually be in the ground for this one, because I think it's a one-off game. It's actually on the main Sky channel, so you might find they're actually in the ground for this one.
The TNT was so bad, on my dodgy stick that I watched, but I moved to the Australian commentary. That's how much I was annoyed. I was getting annoyed by the.
If you do like commentary for the cricket, can I suggest Guerrilla Cricket? If you've never seen it before, type Guerrilla Cricket into YouTube. It is just a load of. They've been doing it for years. So if you like TMS, if you like Dan Norcross and Jared Kimber, and if you like Andy Zoltzman being the stats guy on TMS, that all comes from what used to be Test Match Sofa, which was those guys. So if you like that sort of stuff, then that's definitely that's the commentary I listen to. So I can't recommend it enough. And there was pretty much an argument, that we turned, when do we just stop commentating and fuck off home? Which is the best way of doing it. But that's your cricket advice for the day. So Tranmere, it's at home, so no point in going to Liverpool. Any particular thoughts on it?
Well, McEachran suspended, which is not great.
It gives a chance for Evan Tory to play, or whoever else. So you got a chance, haven't you? McEachran's going to be missed, but it's not like the old days when you're looking around going, "Oh, I guess we've got to play Barrett or Luke Summerfield."
No, I think it's because I don't know this, but I just imagine this Tranmere is sort of in the bottom third of the division. I imagine they'll come with the intention of stopping us rather than playing themselves. And let's face it, apart from a couple of notable exceptions, we have struggled against that so far this season when sides have come to stop us rather than play themselves. That was the thing about yesterday, as Alex pointed out, it was a good game. It was good because Swindon came to be Swindon rather than came to stop us. But no, I'm actually going up to the game on Thursday. I've not taken much holiday this year, so I've actually got a couple of days off that I need to use. So I'm taking Thursday afternoon and Friday morning off work. No, I think it's important. I think we need to start winning again, don't we? Because 1 winning 6 becomes 1 winning 7. Then you've got to break to the cup game, and all of a sudden you start thinking, "Oh, we're actually really not that good," which I still think we are. But there is a reality. We're gonna have to demonstrate my belief in the boys at some point.
Yeah, it's a really important game. I've just looked at the table. They're 7 places below us, but 6 points. So that could become, in theory, 3 points, which becomes quite tight. Whereas if we win, we move up, I think, four or five places. So, psychological at this point, because there's obviously a point to the bag and you want to see us go on a bit of a run. But I think, 6 without a win isn't great. And it just makes things a bit tighter and a little bit more nervy. I'd rather not be 3 points away from a team that's currently in 16th. So it feels like a big game, and Sam's absolutely right. We've got to find ways of beating these teams, because we can talk about all the lovely football we want in the world, but if you're not winning football games, it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, and they were unlucky against MK Dons yesterday, weren't they? They were 2-0 up with about kind of 10 minutes to go. So they're a capable team, I think. Tranmere. They ended the season really well last year, didn't they? I think they only lost like one in something like their last 15 games after the manager took over. But they haven't been particularly great this season. But and I seem to remember, was it Tranmere, the game last season where we drew 1-1 with a last minute goal and we were absolutely dreadful that night. I think we scored in like the 95th minute. Was that Gillingham? I'm sorry, I thought it was Tranmere, but
no, we did draw 1-1, but Rose equalised relatively midway through the first half, second half with a penalty. I think it was a Rose penalty we equalised. Should have won the game, but
yeah,
I think we beat. Okay. Did we not? Oh yeah, there was that the Ibiku goal.
Yeah, beat at their place. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And I think we did a live afterwards, and we got away with it. The ref was dreadful for them that game.
Oh, there was a stonewall penalty in the last minute turned down. Rose missed a penalty in that game as well. I think that's the last one. There's a reason to pick Rose, because Rose can take a good penalty. Which is given the number we seem to get these days, probably because of how much time we spend in the opposition box. Also having a good penalty taker is important, because he ain't Cabia.
Hey, this week, by the way, we haven't talked about the fact that we've got 2 international goal scorers this week. When have we ever said that? 1, let alone 2.
You'll never sing that. Yeah, we must have had it back in the day. Oh no, because we wouldn't have done, because the players would all be English, so we wouldn't. There's a decent chance actually that has never happened before.
I was just letting you talk. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It's amazing, isn't it? And Jude Soomsupbell must be absolutely knackered coming back from Thailand.
He's like, I'm really surprised he put him on. Really surprised he put him on the bench yesterday.
Yeah.
He kept Gillinson out, didn't he? The only thing I wonder if he thought, oh well, he's buzzing. He scored a couple. He's probably in his head. He's like Mr. Penn, in his first game, but he come back. So credit to him. He got a couple.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, I'm very surprised that he made him travel to Swindon after all the travelling he's been doing.
I think it was punishment. He wasn't very happy that he went. You could tell, wasn't he? I think he's like, right, if you want to make this choice, if this is the choice you're making, you're coming to Swindon. Zach, you have a week off. Jude, get your boots.
Yeah, absolutely. It's maybe they just told him, just don't come back up. Just when you get off the plane at Heathrow, just go to Swindon. We'll book you a hotel room. We'll see you there.
You could tell Artell was not desperately in favour of it, couldn't you, when he was asked about it? I didn't say anything explicitly, but the tone indicates that he didn't think it was the right move for him. So, but we pay him, so why shouldn't he travel to an international tutor? That's my view.
Yeah, let's be honest. Most managers are not happy that players are going out international duty anyway, and that ranges from the Premier League, where they've got 60 odd players in a squad, let alone a team like us where we're probably restricted to 22 to 24. So, and especially when the players go in, traveling a 24-hour flight to Thailand, I can imagine it's stressful enough. But credit to him, and credit. I mean, Gezatori, feel for him. I mean, to score against Croatia, he must be absolutely buzzing. But then to be so close to getting a kind of a playoff spot. But I mean, the Faroe Islands story is amazing as it is. Credit to him, and credit to them. The other thing I wanted to bring up is Bruce put on Twitter, didn't he? Is 15 years the biggest gap between a player last playing for Grimsby and then playing again? Surely, can we think of anyone who's beaten that?
What was John Oster? He was quite young when he left us and quite old when he came back, but that wasn't 15,
John Oster.
was it?
I was thinking Gary Croft, I think, was maybe about 10 years, but it was no good. Oster was only, I think Oster left in 97, and I think he came back again in the early 2000s. So it wasn't that long.
I just had this image of him being a young kid when he left and an old grizzled vet by the time he came back, but probably not. Yeah, probably isn't. It probably helps being a goalkeeper, but
you can play. Your career's longer as a goalkeeper, isn't it?
Did he play for us? Did he play a game for us? I don't remember him at all.
Yeah, he played for us. Yeah.
What about Steve Crowston?
Yeah, that's about. I'm not sure if it was as long as 15 years. It was mid-90s. Well, mid to late 90s, he made his debut, didn't he? I'll see if I can find it.
That's a good shout, I reckon.
Did Crowson play a couple of games in the relegation in the 09-10 season, which we?
No, he didn't. No, he wasn't allowed to because he had this payout from the Football League. So he was allowed to play in the National League.
Yeah,
but he wasn't allowed to play in the Football League. So he says he was with us till 2003, young, but I don't think he managed. I would say 2001 was probably the last game he played for us, and then came back 2010. So it's 9 years. So it's still not the same, but we're getting there. We're doing a good look.
Colgan came in 94, didn't he? Like on a loan spell, but he never played.
Yeah. Well, he did play because can you remember there was that goal, there was that shot at the end of the game, and he dived for it, and he finally got to the ball when he came back in 2009.
Yes, nice.
You're welcome,
Nick Colgan.
I can't believe though. I used to have actual arguments with people in the lower Findus who said he was a good goalkeeper, and if it was you, you're a disgrace to mankind.
He makes actually my worst ever. Everyone goes Tommy Forecast was worst, but Colgan, because of his sustained shitness over an entire season, in my opinion, makes him the worst we've ever had. Do you remember that game against Macclesfield when he just let the ball trickled in because he misjudged it and didn't bother to dive? Do you remember, was it Macclesfield? I think it was towards the end of the season.
That was yesterday, mate.
We've seen some truly. I think you'd say Pim's been our best keeper against McEwen. That kind of argument. That's because in between we've had some pre-McEwen and since McEwen we've had some shockers in net. We really have.
Right, Youngie, did you say you have a game this week, or have you not done any work?
Yeah, no, I've got a game.
See, why does he put in the shift and none of you lot do? Sam, I'm looking at you. Youngie puts in all the work.
Yeah, I just turn up occasionally and talk rubbish. That's my role in life. I work in politics for God's sake.
Hiya, you're all right. It's me. So games today. So we are playing Tranmere, as mentioned, on Thursday night. And as I've done on my previous games, I've kind of looked at it and gone, we have played Tranmere a lot over the years. In fact, we played Tranmere in 4 different divisions in the last kind of 20 years or so. So basically, I've got a selection of games between us and Tranmere over the years. I will give you a date. You've got to try and name as many people in the starting 11. I know, in fact, in the squad as possible. So we will go clockwise. So I am in the top right. So we will go John first, Sam, and then Alex, and then we'll keep on rotating around like that. So the first game is, we've talked about it as well, a glorious time in our history. It was the 21st of November, 2020. And the score was Tranmere Rovers 5, Grimsby Town 0. John, name me somebody who played, one of the wonderful talent that played in that game.
Oh God, I've genuinely tried to forget about this season, and I'm really bad at these games. James McKeown.
James McKeown is correct. Sam.
Luke Hendry.
Luke Hendry, yeah, absolutely. He was one of the real good ones.
I think should we just try and do it as best we can? Luke Waterfall.
Luke Waterfall is
we'll go goalkeeper, right back, centre back.
Yeah. Well, that's good. You're in the defence. John.
Oh, this is where I'm going to struggle. Philippe Moraes.
Philippe Moraes is incorrect, unfortunately. John, you drop out. Sam.
Harry Clifton.
Harry Clifton, yep. He was in that team.
Right, I'm out now.
Matty Pollock.
Matty Pollock, yeah, absolutely. He was there. Sam.
Oh, Matt Green.
Matt Green was on the bench, yes.
A player who played in the semi-final for Wales in the European Cups. George Williams.
George Williams, that is a shout. Absolutely. George Williams did play in that game.
And just shows you how shit Wales actually were.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I've got all sorts of names that may or may, because there were so many players that season that I don't know if I kind of got them. Owen Windsor.
Oh, that is wonderful. Yes, Owen Windsor. Correct.
Bloody hell.
Neighbours, Aurora Edwards, because he loves running into cul-de-sacs.
Oh, that's firstly lovely pun. Secondly, correct.
We're going to the squad, aren't we? Danny Rose the first.
Yeah. Anyone who's in the Danny Rose the first was there. Yes, he was ducking all the masts, but he
I was trying to make some 5G joke, but I couldn't come up with one.
You know, when people were wearing their helmets for head injuries, he had a tinfoil hat. There you go.
I'm going to go Luke Spokes. That lad just lived on the bench that season.
He was on the bench that day as well. Yes, Luke Spokes.
Bless him. Didn't even get announced by the club when he signed.
No. Who's this guy?
No, who was it? I can't even remember. I think it was.
You broke the story, didn't you?
No, that was Michael O'Neill, wasn't it? At, Swindon.
Yeah,
because I accidentally took a picture of him getting off the bus.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got to come up with another player, haven't I? I'm going to say Terry Taylor.
Oh, Sam, that is tremendous. And may I just say, you have actually got between you 10 now of the starting 11. That is very good. This is very good going.
Max Wright.
Embarrassed about this.
Max Wright was on the bench. Correct.
I'm going to keep it going.
It's a bit of a
go on, Sam. Quick. A quick game is a good game. Come on.
Montel Gibson.
Montel Gibson, you have the full starting 11. Congratulations, guys. There is only 1, 2, 3, 4 players left to name.
Danny Preston.
Danny Preston. Oh, this is magical. Magical shitness. This is brilliant. Sam.
Oh, I don't think he'd come in by then. Oh, what would he be called? What was that? Lewis Boyd, or Louis Boyd, whatever he called himself.
Oh, he's a young
kid.
He
made his debut early that season, but he wasn't in this squad. Alex for the game. No, he needs to get one because he was the last one. He's the last one in.
So you had the defense was Luke Hendry, Luke Waterfall, Matty Pollock. That can't be the rest of
the full starting 11, according to I'll just count.
Who else played in defence?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got a feeling that Clifton might have played fullback that day.
Yeah, probably did, didn't he? Actually. So Elliot Hewitt would probably not have even played. That he would have been injured then, because why would you play Clifton at right back instead of him? Who was the goalkeeper? It'd have been a young lad, wouldn't it? Is he the one that plays?
I know who it was.
It's not Sam Russell. It wasn't Sam Russell. Who's the young lad? Doesn't he play for Grimsby Borough now? Les Battersby. Ollie Battersby.
Ollie Battersby is correct. Well done, Alex. That is amazing. Now, if you went with your hunch, Elliot Hewitt was on the bench.
Why did he not play right
Yeah,
back?
why
That's why
did-
we lost 5-0.
Holloway, that's why he didn't play right back. And the other one was Sean Scannell. There you go. So
He didn't play.
he did, but he was on the bench. But there you go. So carrying on to more shit seasons and more shit results. It's from the 11th of
God.
August 2009, and it's Tranmere 4, Grimsby 0. Sam, to start.
So, give the date again. Sorry, the
11th of August 2009.
Sam, you're in trouble here.
the 11th of August 2009. Okie dokie, let's get going. Nick Colgan.
Sorry, what was that, Sam? Sorry, you cut out there.
Nick Colgan. Nick Colgan.
Oh, Nick Colgan. Yeah, we spoke about him earlier. He indeed let 4 goals in. What a shot. Alex.
The shittest striker we ever had, Akpa Akpro.
Oh, do the Akpa Pro and you turn around is absolutely correct, John.
And then it goes out of play. Hey.
Hey.
He wasn't that bad. We've had worse strikers than him.
No, I'm going with him. I'll let
John.
I was very, very impressed with that last round, guys. I've forgotten a lot of those players. 2009. Michael Coulson.
Michael Coulson. No, he signed later that year.
Did
He was
he?
in,
I'm
so
done.
he did. Yeah.
God, I'm
so
pissed.
Sam.
Michael Leary.
Michael Leary, you say? Yes, he was on the bench.
Can I do showboating? Because I was
Go
at
on,
this game.
showboat. Oh, was
Can
you
I go for
really?
Can I go for someone who played for Tranmere that day? Who was
No.
okay? Fine.
No.
Marlon Brooms played for Tranmere.
After.
Yeah, Marlon Brooms played for Tranmere.
How did he?
I would imagine someone like Danny Boschel.
Yep, Danny Boschel played. Absolutely. Sam.
Right. Okie dokie. Who were the centre halves in that side? Ollie Lancashire.
Oh, good
Ollie
shout.
Lancashire, you
I like
say?
Ollie
It's a great
Lancashire.
shout, but it's wrong. He's not in that team. Alex for the steal.
That's mean, Sam. I would have gone with someone like him.
He was one of the better ones. Oh, I've got another one who I think was probably in the side that day.
Joe Widdowson.
Joe Widdowson, yeah, absolutely correct. Joe Widdowson played in that game. The team that day was Colgan in goal, Robbie Stockdale, Ryan Bennett, Rob Atkinson, Joe Widdowson, which on paper doesn't actually sound that bad of a defence. Then Nick Hegarty, Peter Sweeney, Danny Boschel, Adam Proudlock, Barry Conlon, and John Louis Akpro. On the bench, Michael Leary, Danny North, Lee Overton was the subkeeper, Jamie Clark, Paul Linwood, Matt Hayward, and Peter Ball. There you go.
Paul Linwood.
So
If you're making a worst ever town 11, that's where you start, in my opinion. That's
them two teams. Yeah.
I feel physically sick. That is like, I'm 2 minutes away from crying for my mummy. Like, sort of shit that is.
You know what? My memory must be so. I mean, it is shit. But I cannot believe Proudlock and Conlon were in the same starting 11. That has just been wiped from my memory.
It's just so much speed.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't blame you for forgetting it.
I can imagine them both trying to break the offside track, running while some bloke next to them in the lower is walking for a pie and is overtaking them.
So the circle of shitness continues as we go to the 8th of May 2004. Grimsby go to Tranmere and lose 2-1 and get relegated from League One for the second year in a row. I start with Alex, who was in the team that day.
Was with you, Youngie. I was in the cowshed end. Is it the cowshed end? Is that what they call it?
Yes, the big cowshed, yeah.
Was it Darren Mansram that got sent off?
And scored as well. Yes, absolutely correct. John.
I'm really struggling with this one. 2004.
Love it.
I was at uni, concentrating on slightly different things. Let me think. 2004. Peterborough, was he there?
No, a bit before
No,
Peter. It's
that was
PB
later, wasn't it?
before Ball. Yeah, absolutely. 2 years
Yeah,
before Ball.
that was. Yeah,
Unfortunately.
sorry.
It's all right,
Terrible,
Dave. It's all right.
terrible one for me.
Sam, it's good
Now,
that you scrubbed it from the memory.
Can I have a bit of a disclaimer because I'm at a massive disadvantage because this is before I started going. So this is all from.
Just get on with it.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna say John McDermott.
John McDermott, you say, is incorrect. Yeah, he's not in that team. So the team that day, well, Alex is a winner today, 3-0. I will do the other 2 rounds anyway. The team that day was Alan Fettis in goal, Jason Crowe, Greg Young, Mike Edwards, Darren Barnard, Stuart Campbell, Stacey Caldicott, Jamie Lawrence, Phil Jevons, Darren Mansaram, and Isaiah Ranking. On the bench was Ian Anderson, Graham Hockless, Simon Ford, Paul Warhurst, and digger David Soames. There's a name for you.
David Soames.
That goal at Derby will never be forgotten. The streets always will know. I did write some notes for the I forgot to say earlier, actually, for the 5-0 game, the first one. In the post-match, Ian Holloway announced that both Ludwig Ehrman and we never gone but never forgotten, Bilal Moshni had left the club. And Otis Khan scored for Tranmere that day as well. There you go. That's how shit we were. Otis Khan.
Is that the game where he came out and he said they've changed exactly the way they play because we're so good? That one. Was it
David,
that was the one.
David Riley. I didn't know this. Apparently, at halftime when we were beating Tranmere, we were 17th.
Yeah.
Mad.
Yeah. It was a mad relegation battle, wasn't it? I think it was just. Yeah.
I just thought of something. There's some beautiful symmetry, isn't there, that we regain our 3rd tier status at the scene of where we lost it.
Yeah, Sam, that is a great point. Absolutely.
Or this league is so tight we get relegated again at Tranmere.
Tranmere, yeah. More than likely. That one.
Isn't everybody on like 26 points at the moment? Isn't that how? Who is in the bottom part of our league?
Harrogate and Newport are in the relegation places. You've got Shrewsbury and Cheltenham just above it. Barrow aren't very far away from the bottom. Accrington aren't, as they always are.
Okay, cool, great. Sam, we don't need the entire fucking league.
You just answered the question.
I just asked who's at the bottom, and you gave me like 7 teams. Right, Youngie, last one.
Yeah, well, I've got two quickly. We'll run through because the first one, more modern, 2018, and it is Grimsby Town 5, Tranmere 2. One of the scorers for Tranmere that day was Paul Mullen. So the 27th of November 2018. Back to you, John.
2018. I'm going to go McKeon again.
Yeah, that's a safe bet. James McEwen is correct. Sam.
The Hand of Cod Mark II, Wes Thomas.
Oh, yes, the Hand of Cod scored that goal. Absolutely, yeah. And then he had a fight with Michael Jolly, allegedly. Alex.
Nothing else. I don't think Wes Thomas is coming to suit us.
No,
Mitch Rose Penn.
Mitch Rose Penn, you say? Mitch Rose Penn? No. Mitch Rend. Oh yeah, sorry, he's on the bench. Sorry, I'll get my roses mixed up.
Oh, he scored a penalty that day.
I will go for the aforementioned Ludwig Oman. Was he still there? Did he play?
Ludwig Oman, you say? Ludwig Oman is no Ludwig Oman, I'm afraid. Sam.
Elliot Embleton.
Elliot Embleton, yeah, great shout. He was there. Alex.
Oh, Harry Clifton.
Harry Clifton is correct. Sam.
Forget how many games Harry Clifton played for us. Luke Hendry again.
Luke Hendry, yeah, absolutely correct.
Can I just say, we finally worked it out. There are apparently 2 live recordings going on right now. So if you're watching it in portrait, if you go onto the YouTube channel, there is another one which is doing it in landscape. I don't understand it either, but there you go.
All right, okay.
Who's next?
You, Alex.
Oh, fuck. James McEwen.
Yeah, it's already been said. It's already been said.
I'm out. Boo.
So yeah, so Sam wins that round. The team very quickly was James McEwen in goal, Harry Davis, Alex Whitmore, Andrew Fox, Luke Hendry, Harry Clifton, Jake Hessenthaler, Pringle, Ben Pringle, wasn't it? Yeah, Elliot Embleton, Wes Thomas, and Chance Vernon. On the bench was, we don't talk about him anymore, John Welsh, Harry Cardwell, Mitch Rose. I've got Cook written down. I'm trying to think, which Cook would that be?
Jordan Cook, that'll be Jordan Cook.
Jordan Cook, that was it. Akeem Rose, Martin Wolford, and Sam Russell. The final one I'm going to give you was at the time from the 30th of April 2016. Our final game, our final league game in the non-league. Tranmere 1, Grimsby 0. Who played that day? Sam to start.
Well, this is the last game of the season when there's no way the likes of Hurst and Toto and Boglehurst would have played the kit. So
just
I'm
get
gonna
on with it. I want to go home.
Oh, I'm gonna go with. Bloody hell! I'm trying to think of someone here. Craig Clay.
Craig Clay, yeah, correct. Alex.
Andy Warrington.
Yeah, what a shout. Andy Warrington. Well done. John.
Thanks, Sam.
God, I don't even remember these players. I just had one. I think Gregor Robertson.
Gregor Robertson, yeah, that's a lovely reference to Gregor Robertson there. Sam.
Sean Pearson.
Sean Pearson, yeah, correct. Alex.
Hoban.
Patrick Hoban, yeah. Correct. He played up front.
Nolan.
Johnny Nolan. John Nolan. No Nolan, I'm afraid. No Nolan. He was not selected that day.
He'll have been rested
John.
For the playoffs.
He would have been rested. Yeah, he was rested.
Thank
Sam.
God.
I'm struggling. I've got a bloody clue. Evan Horwood or Harwood. Evan Horwood, I think it was.
Evan Horwood.
I don't even know who that is.
No, he did. He had a loan spell from Sheffield United or Northampton, I believe.
Northampton, yeah.
I can't even touch him. Place him.
But anyway, he won there. So no Evan Horwood, I'm afraid. Alex for the fourth win. Who you got?
Marcus Marshall.
Marcus Marshall was on the bench. Yeah, absolutely. These body double. Yeah. So the team that day was Andy Warrington, Richard Tate, Gregor Robertson, Sean Pearson, Danny East, Craig Clay, Connor Henderson. Remember him? Played for Arsenal at one point. Yeah. Nathan Arnold, Ryan Jennings, John Paul Pittman, and Patrick Hoban. On the bench was Marcus Marshall, Josh Venny, Omar Bogle, Toto Nsiala, and a young Harry Clifton. There we go.
Wow, I didn't know he started then.
Yeah, Hurst really was not bothered about that, was he? He left all of his big guns at home.
Yeah, so there you go. So, congratulations, Alex. That was a very good. That first game, magnificent. So well done, everybody.
I'll be honest, I'm a little bit embarrassed about that we can remember that better than we can some of the others.
But sometimes that happens, doesn't it? It's like trauma therapy, and sometimes you just got to let it out. So congratulations.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you, everyone, for listening. It has gone very late. We hope you had a lovely show, and we will see. Anyone suggestions for a title, by the way? Because I just sit there trying to think, and I can't. Nothing is coming to mind.
There's two suggestions in the private chat, Alex.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, magical shitness. I like magical shitness.
John said he looked nervous. I thought he looked shit. Yeah, magical shitness will do. That's great. Thank you, everybody. Has it got the thing that automatically does it? It does. We will see you all next week, where we'll probably have 2 games to talk about, which is nice, I guess. Bye-bye.
Open wide for some soccer!
And now the shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 1130. Go! At 1130.
I don't think I've ever wanted to be in a stand more than my life around there. They're going crazy.
This antiquated main stand, I can feel it vibrating.
They got a penalty here, there'll be fish flying about that. There's no tomorrow.
What a magnificent piece of football! This is Vernon! Vernon scored! The supporters are invading the pitch because Grimsby Town have caused one of the biggest upsets in their history.
Love it.